back to the channel, Wrestling 1919. Those who have subscribed, thank you very much. Just watching a few content creators this morning and decided to jump on because some people frustrate me. It's basically if you have a different opinion, then it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? It's like, just you're rubbished, completely rubbished, you know. You come to this channel, you get your opportunity to put your side across, you can explain a wee bit more detail. But to turn around and completely rubbish somebody's opinion just because your opinion is different, it's piss poor. What I will say is this: people coming out now after a few days trying to defend Farke, the 49ers field. Oh, you know, he's not a bad manager. Listen, Daniel Farke, and I'm not going over all the old bullshit ground that I've had in my previous videos. Daniel Farke's got a 15% win rate in this league, in the Premier League. He failed in the first year at Norwich. He was given 9 million to spend net. That's okay, that's why they kept him. They brought him up the next season. He had over 2 points per game average in the championship the year they brought him up. He brought Norwich up. When he came up, they gave him money to spend. Not a huge amount, but enough money to spend to better where they were as a team. And after 11 games, they sacked him with 5 points. So less than was a 0.45 points per game. He's come up with Leeds now. And he is a very, as I say, I'm going to caveat everything I say here by this. He is a top drawer championship manager. There is no doubt about that. But let's be honest here. We've spent 100 million quid. We've spent 100 million pound. We've brought in free signings. The free signings that come to mind, the two of them quickly, is Nmecha and DCL. DCL is a seasoned Premier League footballer. The last 8 years he has signed or played for Newcastle in the Premier League. Last season, the last few seasons, he's had injury problems. But he's a £20 million striker. And we got him for free. That's why we're paying him over 100 grand. The last number of games that we have played, forget about the rest of the season. Just look from Burnley to now. It's been abysmal. You take away one half against West Ham, and it has been absolutely atrocious. So people trying to defend Daniel Farke, I don't know what you're defending. We scored a 91st minute penalty in the first day of the season, Nmecha. It's as simple as that against Everton. We win the game. Brilliant start. Got a point in Newcastle, got hammered by Arsenal. To be honest, you had to took 3 points, never mind 4 out of those games. But the issue is this: the only teams that we have won against this season, taking away the Everton game, was Wolves, who were absolutely abysmal. They've got 2 points in their bottom of the table, and West Ham. The West Ham game, the first half was the best game of football, first half of football I have seen of us playing in a long time. And then in the second half, Daniel Farke went completely negative, surrendered the midfield. So forgive me if I turn around and I bend to Daniel Farke's superior tactical nous. Another couple of minutes and that game's a draw. And people will say, well, we won the game. Yeah, we did. Thank God we won the game. We won the game. So now we're on 11 points. Now look at the last 2 games. The Brighton game. Absolutely shocking. Sorry, wrong word. It's not shocking. It's disgusting. Shocking would be if we had got a point out of that game. We were nowhere near that level. I don't get what people are saying in Daniel Farke in the Premier League. It baffles me. And people say, well, we give them the 4 games. Yeah, the only reason why you're giving them these 4 games is because you don't want the new manager to come in and get tanked and then have to lift the players after the first 4 games that he manages. I'd like to think the 49ers are a wee bit smarter than that. They probably think, okay, we don't have the capability of beating these 4 teams. We might get a point or 2. And then people hanging their hat on what Brian Cross and Graham Smith say. Why? What have they done this season What have they said this season that is banging the money before anybody else? Mick Keegan's way ahead of them. He's the phone call. That's the 49ers man. Them guys are nowhere near it. Oh, we're hearing rumblings of coming out of the club that Daniel Farke is not getting sacked. He's not getting sacked yet. What are the 49ers going to do? They're going to telecast or broadcast it all over the place so Daniel Farke knows he's on the road. Listen, he knows he's gone. He's lost the majority of the fans. Defend him all you want because the man's done. He's toast. To have a 15% win rate in all of your Premier League games is absolutely shambolic. You can talk about, oh, he's a good manager and he's this and he's that. Yes, but not at this level. And then people rubbish the fact that, I seen on the stream there, somebody was saying, well, what other Premier League club would actually go for him? Oh, well, that doesn't matter. What does that matter? It matters. I'll tell you why. Because Burnley wouldn't go for him. We come up with him. Scott Parker schooled him. And then they'd be, oh, well, who was in for Bielsa? Listen, don't move the goalpost when it suits you. Doesn't work like that. I appreciate people. Everybody has got their own opinions. Totally understand it. We all do. We all have our own opinions. And you know what? It's fine. The whole Harry Gray thing going out, I would like to think we're bringing in a replacement if Harry Gray goes out. I'd like to think we're bringing in a number 9 that scores goals. But again, it doesn't matter because unless we get the ball to the number 9 who can score goals, we're not going to score. So we need to reinforce the attacking third, the attacking midfielders, the wingers, the inside forwards, whatever formation, whatever. We have to better it. We can have we always have the argument about we need Dan James back and all. My question is Dan James good enough for the Premier League? He probably is the bottom sort of third. He's a hell of a lot better than Brendan Aronson. We need Dan James right now, but we need better. There's so many different. I went through so many managers, went through their calibre, who they've worked with, who they worked for, how they failed, how they succeeded. Bo Svensson's the next one in line. If you look at his actual history, you're not enamoured with it. You're not over the moon with it. Nothing sets you on fire thinking this is the right man. But what it does do is that you look at it, look into him, because he doesn't have that pedigree. However, what you do see is that he changes formation to suit the squad and to suit the opposition. He's played 3-4-3, he's played 3-4-2-1, he's played 4-3-3, he's played 3-5-2, he plays 4-5-1. Daniel Farke has played 4-3-3 this season. We have to change. People, I don't get where the Daniel Farke love in the Premier League. Don't get me wrong, if we're in the Championship, you probably keep him, of course you do. We're not in the Championship, we're in the Premier League. There's 11 games away. Do you hold on to him to Christmas and then half the season's done? And then a new man comes in and he's got no chance. A new man has to come in. He has to see the players. He has to see them day in, day out. He has to see them train. He has to see them in match day scenarios before the first day of the window. That first day of the window, we need players in that door. In January, we've got 4 or 5 games. We need players for those games, not at the end of the window, not an exciting last day. The exciting last day bullshit, that's okay, that's fine. Go and bring in a couple on the last day, but make sure you've got 2 or 3 in the first few days of the window. We've got United, Liverpool, Newcastle. Not in that order, but at the beginning of January. You know, we need players. We just need players in that door. And people say the 49ers let Farke down. Yeah, they have, 100%. But let's not forget, Daniel Farke has signed off on the players that he's got right now. And he can blame the window all he wants. But he's got the players. He let people go that potentially would have been in our match day squads here. That potentially would be better than some of the players that we have currently in the building. So he's made massive mistakes. Yes, the 49ers have massive culpability whenever it comes to what they've done in the last 2 weeks of the window. But they worked and they gave money up until that point. Moving forward, we have a list of 5, 6, 7 managers that could take the job, and there's very little on them that's not, like, I don't want a Gerrard or people like that, but let's be honest, there's quite a few of them on there with far better pedigree than Daniel Farke, top flight. There's not many of them on that list at all that could compete with Daniel Farke in a championship or a second tier team. If Daniel Farke gets the road today, he will get a job 100% at Norwich. No bother. There's no bother. But he's not getting a Premier League job. He failed in the Bundesliga at Mönchengladbach. They gave him a budget on the players to get into Europe, at least the Europa League, Conference League. And he failed by 7 or 8 points. He had a 3-year contract, and they sacked him after the first year. They say mutual agreement. Right. They sacked him after the first year, and the reason why they sacked him is because he failed in the top flight in Germany. And he failed at Norwich. Caveat that with 9 million and all the rest. But they did back him the second time up. The fact of the matter is, when they did back him, they probably didn't back him enough. But he had 5 points out of 11 games, and they sacked him. They went down. They were horrendous. So we have a situation where, do we owe Daniel Farke loyalty and respect? We owe him respect for getting us here, but not loyalty, not now. If you want to be loyal, that's fine. We'll be loyal in the championship. Next season we'll be in the championship, there's no doubt. People will say, well, you don't know. No, I do know. The man's got a 15% win rate in all through. If you had all his games in the Premier League, he's got a 15% win rate. Nowhere near the next 4 games. The next 4 games, the lowest win rate out of the 4 managers is 52%. Bridge that gap. We're not good. He needs 5 points to save his job. 5. Where's he getting them? Erling Haaland has scored against everybody this season, bar Spurs, I think. Are we going to stop Erling Haaland against Man City? Villa are on fire. I'm telling you now, after the Man City game, I think he's toast. I think he's done. I think that's when the new manager comes in. And I'm sorry, things have just got under my skin there in a couple of different people's streams, and it's just people completely dismissing you. And the crazy thing about it is, the majority of Leeds fans are now on this side of the fence. They are now done. We can see the wood for the trees. We're not stupid. We know we're going down if we stick with Farke. And people say, well, it's the 49ers. It's the 49ers. Oh, it's their fault because they didn't back him in the window. They fucking backed him. They gave him 100 million. They didn't back him enough. But tactically, he's inept. In-game management inept. People saying, oh, well, nobody saw that Jack Harrison going to let back and mightn't agreed with it. Yeah, fucking right, we don't agree with it. The man gave a penalty away. Plus, Jack Harrison had let back. Who the fuck? He's alright to cover for a few minutes every now and then, but whenever Goodmanson comes off and he's fully fit, what the fuck's he doing? I don't get it. People are ridiculing other people for having an opinion. It fucking drives me insane. I don't mind. Anybody that comes on this channel and disagrees with me, you are more than welcome to disagree with me. I may disagree with you, but I will never treat you like a dick. I don't get why, as Leeds fans, we all want the same outcome. We all want the same. We've all got the same objective, to stay in the league. Why are people falling out and belittling others because of a different view? If you're hell bent on denying people like me and other people my view, you're supporting Farke, not the club. You're supporting Farke, not the club. We have zero identity. We have zero tactics. And people can say, oh, we do have tactics. What are they? We do have identity. What is it? We have our own club identity. We have our identity as fans. On the pitch, what is our identity? A 4-3-3 that doesn't work. What is our identity? Tell me what it is. What is our objective? It's to stay in the league. To stay in the league, you need to have identity. And people say, some people say, oh, Farke has lost the changing room. I don't know if he has or not. Some people say, oh, catch yourself on. No, he hasn't lost the changing room. Name me one performance this season that would suggest to you that he has the changing room. They're not exactly running over broken glass for him. And people will say, the players, they're not good enough. Okay, Sean Longstaff scores against PSG last season in the Champions League. He's not good enough for Leeds though. No, Okafor playing for AC Milan. Nah, the Swiss international, not good enough for Leeds. Bijot, Slovenia international. Played top flight football in Italy for a number of years and was one of the best centre backs outside the top three, but he's not good enough for Leeds. Gudmundsson, European football with Lille. Perry, European football with Lyon. Not good enough for Leeds. Nemacha, playing in Germany in the top flight. Remains to be seen with Nemacha. There's question marks, but he is good enough at our level right now. DCL, too injury prone, not good enough. England international scored 60-70 goals in the Premier League, but he's not good enough for us. So it's always the players. All them players are wrong. Every single one of them aren't good enough. Or is it just the manager? When are we going to catch ourselves on and actually have a serious conversation with ourselves? Have a conversation and admit to yourself, you know what? I think it's the manager here. Can the 49ers do better? 100%. Does Robbie Evans deserve to be here? No, he fucking doesn't. He failed. Does Underwood? No. I have a short there. Go and have a look at it and you'll see how I feel about them too. They failed massively in the last 2 weeks of that window. They failed not just Farke, but us and the club and their investors and themselves. But the fact of the matter is, the man in charge, the manager, has to take responsibility. If we have zero identity, if we don't know and we can't tell what our identity is, how the fuck are the players meant to know? The players don't know. They're passing it backwards and sideways and backwards. Possession for possession. We have 52% possession, I think, in the last game. What did we do with it? We did fuck all. Possession for possession's sake. I would rather have 35% possession and actually shoot. We have players on the pitch who can shoot. Okafor, DCL when he's got an opportunity. The match showed in the last game we can score goals. He's a great first touch. Forrest just busted us open. We were lucky that it was 3-1. We're lucky. And people are accepting this. Come on, guys. Seriously. We've got to do better. We can't accept this. We can't accept this. We accept that Farke is going to be here for Villa. And I probably think he's going to be here for City. But there's nothing that gives me hope. Zero. Nothing gives me hope for that man in charge of our club. And say he does pick up a couple of points here and there. Do we want them to try and keep us in the league? What's he going to do? And people will say, I've seen people say the same thing. Not the majority, no, but some people have said that let's keep him and give him the window. Are you fucking for real? Give him the window. So we're going to be 20 odd games in. We need Big Sam at the end of the season to try and save us. We're going to be championship next season. You'll keep him for that. Forget the Premier League. Just let's try and get back up. Listen, I just hope I hope the club do something soon. I'm hoping the boys come back from international duty and they're fit. And Ampadu, I know, picked up the yellow card. He's not going to be out for the next game, which is good. He's out for the next game, so he's going to be fit, hopefully, for us. Hopefully the other Welsh boys come through. Hopefully they all come through in international duty. Because we need them. We do need them. I'm not saying the players are good enough. Maybe they're not. But our manager sure isn't. It's just... listen. Thanks for watching. It's like some things get under my skin, and it's hard not to react, and it's hard to type and not be able to fully critique something. You've got to look at the bigger picture here. We've got to get somebody in. It's as simple as that. Alright, listen, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and all those things. Cheers. Bye.